What's going on? Today I want to tell you guys about something I bought recently. Okay, actually that feels kind of like some Max Tuning style clickbait. I didn't buy this car, this is not my A3. It's actually Alex's A3. Alex is a new developer that I hired and brought down from Philly. He's super into cars, so it actually works out. I have one more person around me now that's like into cars and wants to go to car shows and do stuff. Making me feel like I should make some more videos. I'm trying to make him start a YouTube channel, so that way you guys have something else to watch when I'm not doing anything. But so far you haven't started it? You're working on it?
Coming soon.
Coming soon. Coming soon. Well, if you make one before this, the link will be down below. We're actually putting lowering springs on his A3 today. So we were working on it all night last night. Not gonna lie, it took us 5 hours to do the driver's side. We also had no clue what the fuck we were doing. So we're gonna do the passenger side real quick. And then I gotta tell you guys about a car that I did actually buy, or at least order. They have my money, they have my deposit. So it's not completely a lie on top of that too. So it's not 100% clickbait. I haven't made a video in a while. I gotta get you guys back into it somehow. So I feel like this would kind of pull you guys in. Let's get back to work. I have like 3 hours to finish this thing up. Oh, dude, last night was not fun. Okay, fun fact, if you happen to own an A3 or an S3 or a Golf Mark 7, right? There's basically this little strut spreader. We don't have one, so we're using this thing, like a 1/4" Allen wrench, not Allen wrench, 1/4" socket that we found, and it works. This is not easy to get out, so just know if you ever end up doing this, you really got to spread this thing open and like put a decent amount of weight on it to get it to slide out.
That's what she said?
Out.
Maybe a pry bar too?
Yeah, I mean, once it's out, it's easy, but getting it out initially, like you feel like you're gonna break it. And that's why yesterday, it took us like 5 hours to do that side, and this took us 30 minutes to totally disassemble this side. So definitely easier once you've done it once. Bro, wash your car. Another quick tip, don't drop a 13 mil socket into your car.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
That's not ideal. All right, well, Alex tries to find the 13 mil that he dropped into the engine bay. I haven't shown you guys Max's Jeep in a while. So this was a girly ass Wrangler recently. Now it is a fully built, I don't want to admit it, but an absolute beast. 42-inch fucking tires that are massive, the king coilovers, front and rear. Only thing that's left to do, put the armor on, and then a 6.4 liter Hemi's getting dropped into this bitch. And then once all that's done, I'll 100% be doing a review on this thing and showing you guys what it's like against my Raptor, because I still think the Raptor's gonna be more fun off-road. I think it's gonna be more capable off-road. These are two different off-roading worlds though. That's like 80 miles an hour off-road hitting whoops and shit. This is like 4 miles an hour off-road, but going over rocks that are bigger than the goddamn Raptor. I had a friend of mine that took me to like a Jeep off-roading park, and I took the Raptor and I was so fucking bored. They're like, oh, park rules, you gotta stay in first gear. I'm like, dude, at 5 miles an hour, the Raptor is not a lot of fun. It's just kind of like, the fuck am I doing out here? So I would much prefer to do 100 miles an hour off-road. It's just two different worlds, but I will say this thing looks fucking wild. Like it's hard to tell in a video, but you know what? I can probably, okay, I'm 6'5". If you saw the 37s on my Raptor look fucking tiny compared to these. Like they're here. The way that my Raptor tires make the A3 tires look is how this thing makes my Raptor tires look. It's Inception, but it's... All right, so the reason that it's not completely clickbait, I did actually order something. And if you're like an OG subscriber to the channel, you probably heard me at one point or another talk about this car, and that if it came to the US, I would buy one. This year, Audi decided to finally bring the RS6 Avant to the US. I don't know what my obsession is with this like old man dad wagon that has 600 horsepower. It was supposed to be like a late 2020 car, like November 2020. Now with the whole COVID thing and the factories being shut down and shit, it's probably gonna be more like a mid 2021 car. A good friend of mine, Cars with Luke, actually did a review on one. And I can roll some of that footage here so you can see it. It's definitely odd in the US. It's very out of character. Most people in the US don't buy expensive wagons. It's more of a European thing because I guess you still have the speed and like the looks and stuff, but then you can take your skis and your mountain bike and all that stuff with you. But it looks very different from what you see on the road, especially when you kind of like lower it a little bit, put it on some wheels. Plus they're super easy to tune. They're twin turbo V8s, so there's guys that already have them up to like 800 horsepower with relatively little work. Not entirely sure what I'm gonna do with it, but I have the option to turn it into like this absolute beast. And that does mean that the Raptor is going away, but we still have like a year and a half until it gets here. But in a perfect world, I will run the RS6 Avant as the daily and the GT3 RS as the weekend car. I'd say that's a pretty solid garage setup. Plus the A3 as a shop car. I'm adopting your car as a shop car now. But I'm not gonna tell you guys the spec. I'm gonna let you guys guess, and I found some of these Fuel Force hats this morning. I have like 4 or 5 of them. So the first 3 people that guess the spec in the comments below get a free hat.
One thing before I continue, unfortunately we don't have enough of the free hats for everyone.
Excuse me?
The way that Audi did the ordering in the US was basically there were like 4 configurations you had to pick from. We didn't get to spec out each individual option. It's more like configuration 1 has these 15 options, and then 2 has these 15 options, and like the top one, which was 4, had the ceramic brakes and all the interior options, like the colors and stuff you can get, the black optics package on the outside, so you can take that. I did the highest option package you could do, but whoever gets the closest to guessing the exterior color, the wheel color, and the interior color, I'll ship you guys a free hat. Anyone that's ever worked with a spring compressor before knows this is the sketchiest fucking thing in the world. I'm not filming this to show you how to do it, I'm filming this because if something goes wrong. I want to get it on film. It's not as big of a deal. One, these springs are getting thrown away, so I'm not like super concerned about getting them even and everything else because they're going away. But also, these are tiny. Like when we did this to the Raptor springs are about 3 foot, like no joke, they're like, so it's like if one of those pops off, like you're fucking losing a finger or something. On these, they're not as intense, like there's not that much pressure on them. Old spring, new spring. That process took us 8 minutes. Last night, that took us an hour. We're in. Significantly easier. A lot of manhandling. You can't be afraid, dude. That was our issue. Yeah, we were like treating it like a nice laptop. You're taking it apart, put some RAM inside. No, you got to treat it like a car. Like and that's the 1.5 inch lowered A3 on H&R.
Dude, when I took
springs. So this is the same height as an S3 now, or is this even lower than an S3 would be? It's not the same as an RS3, huh? It looks low, dude. Yeah, no, this thing, this thing looks fucking rowdy.
No more shoe fitment.
So, welcome to the channel, Alex. Welcome to the channel. Your A3, which will now be our shop car, because I think you got some more shit you want to do to it too.
Yeah. Plans go stage 2, so coming soon.
And then I will keep you guys updated on the RS6, because eventually we're gonna have a couple Audis in the garage. So I would love to finish this video right now, but realistically, I'm like covered in mung. I don't want to do this right now. I want to go take a shower and chill. So I'll pick this back up later. Okay, it's been a couple of days. I apologize once again. I'm not the greatest at the whole consistency thing. I don't consider myself a YouTuber. I don't post. I think this is my second video in 2020. So I really do appreciate those of you that are still like just really into my channel and shit. Like, thanks. Last night we took out a Pista and a couple GT3 RSs and we had some fun in Houston. I got pulled over. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw all this. I'm probably gonna fight that ticket in court. It's a long story. It's a very stupid thing. I got pulled over for pulling out of a parking lot and not signaling. But it was because we were kind of antagonizing the cop to begin with. I'm not a lawyer, so if I have to go fight it in court, I'm sure I'll tell you guys about that. I have so many things going on that I should be filming, and then I just don't. And I'm like, why am I like this? I'm not gonna tell you guys there's another video coming soon because I don't know if there is. Eventually, I will start posting once a week. And when that happens, I guess you guys are like, holy shit, he's back. But until then, I'm not making any promises. Comment down below what you think about the RS6. I wanted to make a video about it because it's like fresh on my mind. I just put the deposit down, I just ordered it. But to be fair, it's like 6 months out at minimum. So by the time it comes in, you guys will probably even forgot about this video. It'll just be like a whole new thing. Also, huge shout out to Alex. Pretty excited to see where the A3 goes, kind of see what we end up doing with the garage. All of these things are gonna be changing quite a bit. It looks like I'm moving, getting a place on my own, maybe moving into Houston. So lots of changes, lots of things to come. Hopefully lots more content to come. I appreciate you guys watching the channel. Those of you that are new, hopefully I can kind of create some more content more frequently because I have been a shit YouTuber for the last 6 months. Okay, I'm gonna stop rambling. I will catch you guys in the next one.